Hi Aries, welcome to Wild Pearl Tarot. Today we're going to be asking what's coming towards you at the time of viewing this message. It's a timeless message and only take where it resonates, what makes you feel good. We're going to start with a couple oracle cards just to guide the tarot reading. If you'd like for me to pray for you, if you'd like other Aries to pray for you and cross watchers as well, simply say hi in the comment section, leave an emoji, whatever you feel comfortable with. And that provides us something that represents your energy that we can interact with. Only love and light in this space. That's my intention. I seal it with my intention. All right, you guys, let's get into it. So we start with the message, I will not remain stuck. So I choose to change. What are you going through, Aries? I will not remain stuck. I choose to change. This is not the deck. It's not giving us anything. What do my Aries need? The magpie, reevaluate your priorities. It is time to let go of what you no longer need. Wow. Okay, we already have a theme. Reevaluate your priorities. It is time to let go of what you no longer need. I'm going to say something that might trigger some of you guys. It's a stereotype. I'm just looking at Aries in general. So only take this if it empowers you. Don't get pissed at me. I'm a Pisces. I have delicate feelings. What I'm going to say is sometimes Aries, and this is what makes you so good at things in competitive fields. This is what makes you so good at business sometimes. So good as lawyers and anything where you got to like rise to the top, you know, it's like it's Tony the Tiger energy all the way. Aries, sometimes you can get caught up in the mission, in the success, the succeeding of something, of the winning, in it to win it, Aries. And you're so good at that, so good. But sometimes you can get so caught up in that you sometimes lose sight. Let's see how many times I say sometimes. I'm being too careful. You lose sight in how you actually feel towards the thing that you're representing. Like, do you really want this? So that's why it's saying reevaluate your priorities. If you step back for the thing from the thing that you're trying to win, from the thing that you're trying to gain a hold of or control of or be a success with, and take a look at it. And is it something that you really want? And take a look at all the factors. Take a look at the context and everything within. And I will not remain stuck because there's a dynamic there that can get you absolutely stuck. So there's something about, and I don't know why, but there's something about stepping back and looking at it for what it is and asking yourself, do I like this? Do I want this? And what do I need? What do I not need in this situation? Okay, now we can go on with your reading. Just coming through strong. Yeah, I said Tony the Tiger. I did. Okay, at the bottom of the deck is the Emperor card. It's got your energy all over it. All right, Aries, what's coming to you? If you feel generous today, please hit that like button. Let the algorithm gods know that you're enjoying this so far, that other Aries can possibly benefit. What else is coming towards my Aries? What do they need to know about? Please make it clear. The Death card. That, in this case, I think is a good thing. It doesn't mean literal death. Very, very rarely. All right, we end with an opportunity, which is awesome. But let me tell you about how we start, and that is with two energies. We have fiery energy, oftentimes representing fire signs like yourself. We've got the Queen of Wands. She's a visionary. She likes nice things. She's got a little bit of a diva in her. But other people really enjoy her company usually. She's exciting to have around. She gets attention. There's a lot of confidence that she carries. Now this can be male, female, anything in between, everybody. It's not wrapped up in gender. That's the energy of the Queen of Wands. Then we have the King of Pentacles. This is a more stubborn energy. It's grounded. It's a little bit more cold. It's not so wrapped up in the emotional world as it is in fact, results. It represents earth energy, Taurus, Capricorn, or Virgo. Doesn't have to, though. King of Pentacles is usually somebody who is very aware of their finances, of their work, their job, their position, their stability. Okay? We got something going on here that is affecting speaking of stability, the long game, the big picture of stability. And this again could wrap up into your finances somehow, but we got the 10 of Pentacles. This might be a change of plan, like what you thought you were building, possibly even with somebody, it's changing up. It might be in the air still. Something's moving on out. We're going to find out more about what this is, but this has come to an end, and it's a very specific kind of ending. It's actually wholesome. The Death card comes out when you've lived through like something, you've learned all the lessons, you've lived it out, whether it's a relationship or a place. It doesn't matter. You need to move on. And that's why it's saying, I will not remain stuck. I choose to change. There's something about this plan, the long game plan, that was out of balance, out of alignment for you. And that's why it's saying reevaluate. You know, take a step away from the success and the winning of it and reevaluate if you really be happy with some of the factors here. We have now a beautiful energy. This is a possibility. This is like an offer, an opportunity. So now let's unpack it all, okay, you guys? Who's this Queen of Wands? What do we need to know about her? The Strength card comes out. So the biggest challenge, I'm going to read the Queen of Wands as your energy, representing fire energy. The biggest challenge here for you is not to fall back on things you're not quite sure of. That could be gossip. That could be facts that aren't fact checked, if you know what I mean. That could be even like getting your information or advice from TikTok reels. That's the Page of Swords, and it's basically unevolved information. It's like having just the tip of the iceberg. And that's why it rules over gossip or he said, she said. It can also be jumping to conclusions, not having the whole story. And so we fill the gap with our own storyline. So that's where you're going to need the Strength card, right? Because that's going to screw you over. Don't get screwed over, okay? Our brains are not always our best friends. What else do I need to tell my Aries about this? Yep. Head down, focus. This is hard work, Aries, and you know hard work. You can thrive there. But the Devil card had flipped in the deck earlier when I was getting that Page of Swords. So be aware of repeating thoughts, ruminating. If it's negative, hey, you know what? Distract yourself with something that's more productive. That Eight of Pentacles. It's deep focus, head down, doing the work. Now, what is this King of Pentacles? What do we need to know about this King of Pentacles for you, Aries? Okay, bear with me. Okay, this King of Pentacles, I don't think is your energy. I think it's for most of you. Roles can be reversed, but I think this is somebody else that you're dealing with. They're very much focused on getting unstuck, kind of following this advice. I will not remain stuck. I choose to change. They really want control over their lives. And that's where their focus is. They're kind of at a pause in their life, and they are getting a lot of perspective. So they're evaluating their lives. They're evaluating where they put their money. They're evaluating where they put their time. And they really want to get unstuck. They are actually in the middle of getting unstuck. That's how they see it. And we have the Emperor card here to suggest that they're starting to feel like they're getting control over their lives. This self-introspection, Seven of Pentacles, they might want to do things differently in the future. They're changing it up. Maybe they're pivoting and going a new direction. But this is what they're focused on. They're focused on making progress up here too. You know, in their plans. So, and you know, I got to hand it to them, whether you like them or not. That's a very relatable place. I like that it's not vindictive. I like that it does feel kind of pure, like they want to take control of a situation. And actually, for some of you guys, I know that we want to find out a little bit more about that. What about this control thing? What about this element of control? They are just very much defensive in their self-convictions. This is actually a very authentic place. I will say there's a lot of integrity attached to this. Yeah, but they're seeing an ending. the Death card came out with them. They're very much feeling this has come to an end, and they want to kind of get unstuck from the situation. 10 of Pentacles, Death card, Ace of Clubs, Ace of Clubs. I know that you might be feeling stress or anxiety about the future, sweetie. My nose is itching. I'm sorry. It always happens when I need to focus on the cards in front of me that I'm talking about. This is giving you some anxiety, right? Plans have changed. And maybe you thought that you were going to be here or be doing this thing or be with this person for a long time. And now that it's changing, it's like you don't want to face those thoughts. You don't want to be ruminating late at night, losing sleep. What about that for my Aries? It's totally inconvenient, I know. You're holding on. King of Swords. Holding on to that King of Swords. Huh, King of Swords. With the King of Swords energy. Aries? Are you trying to get dirt on them? I have this energy of like, oh, they don't know what I know about them. Or they don't know what I got up my sleeve. And it's just there to trip it up. Like this is going against flow. I will say the wheel in reverse. I know that some of you guys don't like this message, but it actually gets really good. So bear with me, loves. So this energy of the King of Swords, if you're talking to a lawyer, all of this is setting it back. The King of Swords can be lawyers. It can be analysts. They're talking about hard, cold facts. This can be contracts. But it's important that there is a sense of deception attached to this. So you might not be talking to the King of Pentacles about this. Cool, to each their own. But what you're not looking under the surface, I think, is there's some deeper stuff underneath the surface. That's why reevaluate your priorities. It is time to let go of what you no longer need. That's what this is talking about. It's saying, hey, you're just drawing this out. You're just drawing this out, Aries. Because it's the Wheel of Fortune upside down. Don't make the wheel go backwards. It wants to go forwards. And I know that the concern might be around money. It might be around stability. The Death card with the 5 of Pentacles. But I think that you've been lonely or feeling a sense of depletion. Or you could be bleeding out your money towards this person somehow. You guys are all going through different things. The energy is the same. But you've been depleting yourself on this. Regardless, this needs to come to an end, right? Who wants to be in that place? 5 of Pentacles with the Death card. Forever. So tell me more about that for my Aries. Be helpful for my Aries. Lover card. There's a choice that needs to be made here with the Lover's card. It used to be originally called the choice. It's about moving fast and being a success here. So tell me what about that. Like Aries needs to know why the Chariot. Yeah, this is doing some deeper inner work. So I'm going to be very straightforward with you. If you're trying to find dirt on this person, if you're trying to if you're talking to a lawyer, any of that, if you're looking over contracts, trying to find loopholes or something like that, you absolutely can do that. But it's still going towards the inevitable. And it's, I think, a distraction from doing some deeper work. Reevaluate your priorities. You don't want to remain stuck. And so this keeps you stuck. So it's almost this feeling like if I'm going to be stuck, they're going to be stuck. Because this is where the Chariot card is going, right? Chariot's about speed. It's about triumph. It's about success. And it's also taking the good with the bad, represented by the black and white Sphinx here. It's the duality of a situation. You don't wait for one thing to be perfect, or you don't try to line everything up the way you want. You actually take the good and the bad together, and for this simple sake of movement and progress, you move forward, right? But what do we go forward towards? That was the question. The hermit, the sage, the wise one, the inner sanctuary where you can listen to that inner voice. You might be called to pull your energies back completely, to not take that invite and not meet up with those friends, to just spend a weekend hiking or to hang out alone or whatever it is, and look at what your priorities actually are. This is where it gets interesting. Even more interesting, Aries. You're going to be looking for distractions. But this is an opportunity, but this fell in my lap, but so-and-so wants me to do this and says that this could happen. I want to know, can my Aries trust this? It looks like, trust this Knight of Pentacles. Man, what you're fighting for is you. What you're fighting for is your future, something you can really sink your teeth into, something you can invest, turning these 10 of Pentacles right side up, something you can invest in. And the question is, Aries, are you doing that right now? It seems that you might get kind of a tempting offer. And over it tells me the news is good around it. The energy feels pretty good around it. It might even be coming from maybe a past person or something from the past or something that's familiar. It could be a family member. This opportunity seems like it might be just the ticket, but it doesn't allow you to close this chapter. Keeps you spinning your wheels. You're wasting time. Getting pulled back into it or putting it off. 8 of Wands twice. This is somebody reaching out to you to make new plans. I would just say it doesn't feel or look bad. I just think it's very much distracting you from fully closing up a chapter and getting closure in this area. This is outside of this whole thing. Yet it's familiar somehow. It's somebody coming from the past or something coming back around, or it could be an offer from an old friend or a family member to help family member or something. The question to ask yourself here, and I don't think there's any evil coming from it, what it is a wasting, it's spinning your wheels in the opposite direction. It's not allowing you to close this up. So the question is, if you were to reevaluate your priorities, what are your priorities? Like, be very real with yourself. Step away from the winning aspect of this situation. What do you truly want 10 years, 20 years down the road, loves? And focus on that. Throw yourself into it 100%. Throw yourself into what you want 10, 20 years in the road, down the road. All right, I'm sending you off with love and light. If you've stuck through it with me this far, I appreciate you so much. Please consider joining the family if you're not. And I'll see you very soon. Bye-bye.